Okay, let's see what we're gonna do. We've gotten those two side quests out of the way. So let's take a look at what our mainline quests are. So I've done a lot of stuff for Blackbird. I think this is the only one I have actually done anything with. So Bureau Disassembly, that's at White Valley. That's at White Valley. Okay, this is a port one. Oil rig salvage semi-trailer. Let's see if this is on the map. I suspect it's not. It might be one of those things where it spawns once you accept the quest. So... Oh, no, it is on a different map. Yeah, so it's on the Mountain River map. So we don't want to do this one just yet. That one might be a fun one to do, though. More parts, so that's Mountain River. Okay. This is one we could probably do here. So we have to deliver spare parts to the factory. Spare parts, is that something I can get here? Now, that might be the thing. Can we get that here? Yes, from this service site. Oh, but the service site is hard to get to. All right, well, this will be a test for our new truck then. I have to do 4. There's a trailer over here, though. Yeah, okay, so we're good to go as far as that's concerned. So I think what we do here is we use this new truck. It may not do this well, but hey, it's a good time to give it a try. So I will accept this quest, and we'll see if we can do it. So I am going to recover because I think I'm gonna take the crane off. I don't really need it for this. I'm probably just gonna sell it too because I have another crane floating around. I don't really need extras per se. I mean, honestly, I should just sell these things as soon as I don't need them, but I usually keep one on hand that I float around. But I've kind of gone past that with the flatbeds. I have a lot of flatbeds, the various vehicles. But I figure you need a lot of those. So, all right, we'll sell that. Get our money back from that. Okay. Let's go. So we already know that there's a trailer down there. I think I took that trailer in the last time, so good there. Oh, you know what? I do want to make a change. So I have the chain tires on right now, which is normally pretty good. But I think in this case, we're going to need... Wait, can it even do mud tires? I actually forget. If we can do mud tires, I'll do them. If not, then we'll just stick with the chain tires because they're not going to be any different than the off-roads. Yeah, okay. So there's not going to be really much of a performance difference between these, so we're just going to stick with them. There's a really good chance this truck will bog down really badly. But hey, we'll give it a chance. I'm kind of tempted to do this with the cat, though. Because that would be perfect for the cat. Oh, wait, you can't haul the trailer, though. Never mind. I am curious how it would do, though. We could do a one after the other. Have the two trucks go. Alright, you know what? I really want to do that. So, I'm going to just stick this guy here. I want to do this with the cat, because the cat has mud tires, and I want to see what it can do. So, let's give it a chance. Let's give it a chance in a muddy environment. See how it performs, because I suspect this is where it's going to be really good. It's just the downside is I can't haul a trailer behind it, otherwise I could do this job just with this. Matter of fact, drilling spare parts, I'm not really sure how big that is. We'll find out. I assume it's not going to be bigger than size 2. I suspect it's only 1, though. Because this isn't drilling equipment, which is size 4. I have to be careful I'm not going too fast. What happened there? Oops. Good start. We didn't take any damage, though, so it's fine. Just need to take things a little easier. I have to remind myself this has mud tires, not chains, so it's going to slide around a little bit. Where we may run into some problems with this truck is... Yes, yeah, it's been a little while since I've driven it, so I am not getting the It takes me a little while to get back into the steering of this truck too, because it is funky for sure. It works, just you have to be a little used to it. All right. Turn corner. All right. I don't think I'm unwise enough to... Yeah, just to show. Yeah, it's front wheel drive. Which I guess makes sense if you look at how it's constructed. I don't think I'm unwise enough to go in that horrible mud, although I'm tempted. Let's see how it does over here. Because if we fail, we have ways to winch ourselves out. But what I want to see out of this thing is I want to see it get through here without needing help. I don't know if that's going to happen. But I would like it. And that steering is certainly funky. Alright, let's give it some more gas here. It seems like we're making it. Now, every other truck that I did this with pretty much got bogged down helplessly. Like, they had, hopelessly, they had to winch to get out of this. Or they were traveling so slowly, you know. Now, we will burn a lot of fuel not winching, but I want to see, can it be done? It seems like the answer is yes. I don't know how susceptible this thing is to being in too deep of water. I don't think there's any options for getting a better intake setup. Okay, here's a little slow going, but we'll make it. If this thing had diff lock always on, it would be, I think, amazing. But you can't get all you want. There we go. Yeah, made it through by itself. That's pretty good. Now we'll have to see how it does with a load. I might want to mark the map on that one detour, because I lose it every time, because it's all snowed over and I don't know. It's not easy to follow, but we'll wait until we get there to do that. Alright, well, we know we need to do 2 trips, so let's get a comparison right away. How is the Freightliner going to do on that exact same trip? Now, as a reminder, I have the stock winch here, so we may have a problem where I don't have the winch reach to get through here easily. And I also plowed through a lot of the trees that we need to grab onto, but hopefully it's not too much of a problem. I really wasn't considering that when I was going through. I was just like, let's get through without using the winch. Smash trees. The speed of this thing compared to the other thing, compared to the big cat. It's not a fair comparison by any means, but amazing the difference. Alright, I'm pretty sure this is our turnoff. Being able to make a turn quickly without having to really think about it. Alright, so we're going to take the exact same path, so it's fair. I'm just going to go ahead and kick this into low range now. We know we're going to need it. Yes, our other truck might have given us a harder time here because of it. Putting deep grooves and smashing a lot of the trees that are on our way. Yeah, so at this point we are at crawl speed, and I could sit here and inch forward, but we're gonna burn through fuel like crazy doing that. So at this point, you pretty much have to do some winching. I may not have enough reach to get to that next one. No, not quite yet. This kind of highlights the performance of how well that thing did. Okay. Hopefully we're going to reach now. We are. See if I can... Yeah, there we go. So we should be able to make it, as there's quite a few dead trees that we didn't run over on the left. As long as we get within reach of it, which I think we'll be able to. See if we can grab it now. Yeah. Yeah, we should be good now. But yeah, pretty stark contrast. So it kind of shows you what the big cat is built for. Like, what its specialty is. So you can get through some pretty horrible mud without really needing to winch. So if there was a point that you had to get across that had really bad mud, and there wasn't really any viable winch points, that cat would be fine. In theory. A truck like this, not as easy, but it's to be expected. I've been through this path enough times to see how other trucks have done. And I sent the P12 through here, and it had mud tires. It still has those mud tires, which I have to remember to uninstall if I'm going to keep it over here. Now, see, this is where we might run into some issues, but we can just do this. Get a little bit of a push forward so we're in reach of the other things. Yeah, but the P12 didn't do much better than this. Maybe slightly better, but I would have thought it would have done better, but nah, not really. Okay, well, we made it over. At least at this point, it looks like we're going to. I just need to not have this truck be in the way of the other truck. Get over here, so. We also did smash even more of the trees, so there's a possibility we'll be in trouble with that. Alright. Yeah, I think the low range plus makes more sense. Okay. Well, we're gonna need both trucks, and we got them both over here. I'll be happy when I never have to go back to this site again. I might grab that trailer just to do it. Because I brought that trailer over originally. That will give this truck a harder time getting through. It's just unfortunate this thing can't haul a trailer. Otherwise, we could do this objective just with it. You can't have everything. Alright, so we're going to want to take the detour because the normal path is kind of dicey. There's a really good chance you flip. Granted, this thing might actually not have that much difficulty with flipping because of the articulated nature of its chassis. But we're going to go this way nonetheless. I do need to mark the path because it gets confusing where it is because it's actually snowed over. It doesn't show this on the map. But almost every time I've gone down this path, I end up not actually going on the road. Okay, that'll do. It's never been a big deal as I've been able to make it through, but yeah, see, I always go off to the right there because that looks like a path. Or do I? No, not there. Never mind. Maybe I do. I'm actually not sure now. That does look like a path, though. I'm not actually sure how I lose the trail. Because usually I just go, okay, I'm just going to follow what looks like the path. I think that is what I have done in the past, is just go that way. And looking at it in reflection, I mean, it definitely looks like a path. But it's probably not the easier path to take. Yeah, see, that's where that path joins up with this one. But see, that path's not on the map at all, so... Okay. So for a big turn like that, I just slow down to give my truck, or I don't even know what to call this thing, honestly. I'm just calling it a vehicle. The big cat. For it to get that turn done. I think we'll be alright on fuel. I will double check to make sure we can't haul a trailer, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. I mean, looking at it, I don't really see a tow hitch, so I guess that makes sense. I mean, you got a couple things there that you maybe could attach to, but I don't think those are traditional. Like, if you can do a trailer, even if you're not next to a trailer, there should be an interface for it. I'll show you that on the other truck. Alright, so we do need drilling spare parts. 4. So we should be able to do this job with the 2. And not have to do more trips, which, thank you, because, I don't really want to do many more trips with this. Because that road is kind of difficult. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull forward. I'm going to pull off to one side. So that my other truck can get around me. So probably that will do. My other truck's not overly big, so I think it can squeeze through there. Okay, let's go back over to Freightliner. Freightliner. Okay, keep going. Alright, so now that I know what the path looks like, I don't think I need to draw it out. I think part of the problem is I just don't go down that path all that often. Because I try to avoid coming this way as much as I possibly can. But I'm going to grab that trailer, even if I don't need it for this. I'm going to grab it so I can sell it. I'm really hoping I don't ever have to come this way again. And if I do have to come this way again, I can always take a trailer with. It would make the job slightly harder, but if I never have to come this way, might as well get the money out of that trailer. Yeah, so the cat had no difficulty with this road at all. We're getting slowed down by the snow and stuff. Okay, let's see if I make the error. It's a little easier to follow this path because you got very obvious tire tracks now. Now we're gonna go into low range. Probably start trying to winch to things to speed it up a bit. Yeah, see, this is one of those things where I'm trying to winch ahead, but it's grabbing behind me because quick winch isn't always the most easy to use. Not sure what I'm grabbing onto, but whatever. Okay, we're gonna get really slowed down here in a bit. Again, I'd like to winch ahead of me and not to the side. See if we can build up now. We're stuck in a little bit of a muddy rain. Yeah. So this truck's doing an okay job. It might look like, in comparison, it's not doing all that well when you see how well the Cat is doing. But I think a lot of the other trucks in its class would struggle here just about the same, so we have to kind of keep that in mind. Maybe we can get some steam going here. A little bit. Beat that snow into submission. Alright, we should be good now. I'll just go ahead and put it in automatic, see how we do. Alright. We're here. Get the last of the drilling parts. And we have to head them over to that factory. Now, I don't know what that path's going to be like. I've been in that area, but it's been a while, and I don't usually travel those roads much anymore. We'll have to look at what the most ideal path is. Because I think the most direct route is probably going to be more difficult, so we'll see. Alright, we don't need the all-wheel drive right now. We should be able to squeeze past the Cat. I didn't even mean to color coordinate it, but we've got yellow on both of our trucks here. Alright, we're just gonna grab the trailer. Do so. But the efficient way to do this would have been do it with just the one truck, but I wanted to see what the Cat could do. So give it a chance. Might just be able to make the turn. No, we're stuck. Alright. That should do it. Alright. Let's do our planning. Alright, so grab the mouse here. Come up this way. There's no choice on that. I could go down this path, but this path's probably crazy. The Cat, I don't think, would make it down this. Okay, so we come out this way. The most direct path would be to come out this way, go down here. In this case, we have two choices. We can go up this path. That would be craziness, because this is all twisty and turny, and the Cat wouldn't make it, because I think they're fairly narrow, too. Go this way, come up this way. We've been down this way before. This is horribly muddy and pretty dicey. Then down that way and through there. That would be the direct path. The alternate path, actually more direct even, would be go here. You have, go here, turn here, get fuel, come up this way. Yeah, this would be easier. That's more out of the way. As much as you have paved roads more this way, once you get over here, none of this is paved, and this is very bad mud here. So I think the Cat could make that, but we could probably use the fuel. So I think coming up this way makes sense. So just to remind myself, we're going to do that. I will move over into the Cat, because it's in the lead. We'll get going. Let's reverse a bit. I have it on all-wheel drive. I don't need that right now. You know what? I have to take a break here, so back in a few minutes. Okay. I was thinking while I was on my break, we may have an issue with this vehicle being too wide, the direction we're going. I'll see that once we get there. I think we'll be okay, but we'll see. We could try going the straight path with all those weird angles and seeing if this thing could handle it. And if we do end up flipping and falling, we always have the other truck with the trailer. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I mean, honestly, this thing managed down that detour really well. So there's not really a justifiable reason to do that. You can already kind of see some of the slope. I don't know if you can make that out. How it kicks off to that one side. It's a little scary if you're loaded down. I think we just stick with the detour. No, I didn't take that turn slow. Gotta give your chassis time to move to the other side. There we go. But yeah, I think this truck is showing itself as being very useful in its niche. Short range, because it's not all that fast. It burns fuel pretty heavily. In particular over really bad, muddy terrain. But in that vein, you can do quite well. Also, you're not hauling a lot of cargo. Nothing more than 2 cargo slots. It does have that option of bringing fuel to other trucks. I don't know how much use I would really put in that. Because this isn't the kind of truck I'd really want to be hauling fuel. And if it's that hard to get where the fuel is needed, how did I get the other trucks there in the first place? I mean, maybe, but it seems... Maybe if you've got like a couple specialty trucks and like the terrain is just really, really awful. Yeah. I don't know why I got confused there. I knew I needed to go right. Like, in theory, this would pair well with another truck that it has a really strong emphasis of getting through really awful terrain. What would be a good example of that? Maybe like the P16? Although I don't know if it's as capable as this thing is. And by having the two things work together, this hauling fuel, the P16 hauling a trailer, you could have the P16 do your cargo movement, because then you have all the different... Well, actually, it's only a saddle high, so I think there's only a handful of those, but specifically trailers that can haul other things. I need only even be one. I'm not positive of that, though. It's really the saddle low that gives you more options. So I don't know. I'd have to think about what the best pairing for this thing would be, but maybe. And then I could see using the fuel. Because if you had a similar performance vehicle that was really good at handling just whatever terrain you threw at it, and didn't have the best fuel consumption and wasn't all that fast, this thing could go along as a logistics vehicle for that. Probably a good co-op truck in that regard. Yeah, I'm just gonna winch even though I don't think I need it. Although at this point, maybe with the load we do. Seems like we're moving a little slower than we did last time. Oops. Now that's a tree I really couldn't afford to knock down, because we're starting to run out of things to winch to from our other truck. Because I think this guy's making it through fine. Well, I don't think, I know. Because I think we're already through the worst bits of it. Alright. I'll just winch it a little bit here. Help move things along. Alright, now we should be good. Start giving it the gas. Into automatic. Okay. I'm not going to take off-road off because we're just going from down there's a little bit of road and then we're immediately taking a turning. So. Cool. Yeah. That's another problem you have when you turn too hard is getting back straightened up. A little bit more difficult because there's that delay of getting the chassis from one side to the other. So it's real easy to overturn with this truck. Just because of that delay in response when you take a hard turn. Slight turns aren't so bad because it snaps back, but like here, I'll do this one at speed. So we turn hard. Oh, I had to slow down because we weren't going to make the turn otherwise. And then there's that delay in snapping back where you're still kind of turning in that other direction. Yeah, go get fuel. I think we just stay on this path, right? Yeah, so this is the spot I'm worried about, right here, where the water comes through, because this might be fairly narrow, I think, if I remember correctly. We'll see. If we can't go that way, we can't go that way. Not the end of the world. We definitely need fuel, though. Okay. Oops, sorry, mailbox. I guess I didn't knock you all the way over. Alright, so this is part I'm a little worried about. I think we're not too wide, though. Yeah, okay, we're good. It's narrow here, but we're not that wide. Good. Turn a little bit here. There we go. I think the main real test of this thing would just be deep water. See how it did there. Because I don't think there's any option for a snorkel. And I don't see one on the truck. So I would assume the intake comes from the front. I think you just keep going straight. Yeah. It does have fairly good headlights, though. For them being stock and not really being able to modify them. With a decent arc to them. Okay, now we've got paved roads. I think we take the right here. Yeah. We're gonna hit the guardrail here in a second. Whoops. That was due to some of the slippy sidiness. Not having chain tires, but we're alright. Sure is dark. Alright, here's our turning. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, so once you get used to the odd turning nature of this truck, again, I don't know whether to call it a truck or not. Vehicle. It actually does quite well. Okay, there's that done. So you did your part. Let's just stick it over by this bit, the loading area. Where it says keep clear, we're gonna block it. Alright, let's jump over to the Freightliner. Before I do that though, I'm just gonna skip the morning. Because the Freightliner's already gonna have enough problems. We don't need to plunge it in darkness too. This will be tough for the Freightliner, especially if we've knocked out all the trees that I need to inch to. But I'd say this truck has definitely impressed me. If you keep it within realistic expectations, I think it does quite well. So I think if you're inclined to get it, one reason or another, you like the way it looks. I like this paint scheme, and I think it's got some cool looking paint schemes in general. If you like the idea of more modern trucks, it comes across as being a more modern truck. You know, it's a viable choice. There's nothing wrong with it. The only downside is just you need to be level 20 to get it, and then many of the upgrades are level locked as well to higher levels, so level 22. I think there were some that was even as high as level 29 you needed to be able to get, so that would be the one limitation. Is this is definitely a late game truck. Which is somewhat of a shame, because I do like it. And having access to it earlier would definitely be nice. And I don't think it would be great game-breaking, because it really, honestly, in my opinion, performs very similarly to other trucks that you would have at that time period, but it is what it is. Price-wise, I'd have to evaluate that, like look at what different prices are. But I suspect that the smaller cat, the CT680, is cheaper than this truck, and I would much more recommend that truck. If you're looking to buy one truck, like you're not looking at the trucks you can unlock for free, obviously, and you're looking at purchasing a truck, and you only want to purchase one, and it has to be an American truck. Unless you're looking for a specific niche, you just want like a good medium class work truck, I would aim towards the CT680. I think it is very good. It's not perfect, but I think it's a great truck. And then if you're looking for something cheaper, the Paystar is also a viable choice. I think it's fairly close in capability to this truck. So those would be my recommendations if you want something a little earlier on in the game. I don't know at what point those things unlock though, so I forget. That's one thing I'm kind of excited about with the I guess I didn't really talk about this. So the update for this game is now into a beta branch, which I'm not going to really do anything with until they've got it ready. I'm going to wait until it becomes part of the main game. But one of the things that they're talking about with the beta branch is having multiple save files. And I think that would be really interesting because I'd like to keep my progress, but maybe start from square one as well later, especially if I get to a point where I've done most everything I can do. I like this game enough that I could see playing through it again, especially as I've learned a lot along the way that I can improve with. And maybe some alternate ways to do the jobs I did before. Also, I could look at things like that, like what's a good start for this, and know exactly what you would have at early stages. Like at what point you level up, because I honestly don't remember a lot of that stuff. But if you can get the pay star fairly early, which I think you can, it is a really good one if you're set on buying a truck. But at the same time, you don't have to buy a truck because the fleet star is pretty good. Obviously, it's better once you get the upgrades for it. The White Western Star is also one of my favorite trucks in this game, and you can get that. But it's a pain in the ass to get because you have to do a recovery quest. And it is in a difficult spot to get. So that one's challenging, but if you can get it, it's one of my favorite trucks. But again, they get better as you get the upgrades. Trailer doesn't feel like it's slowing me down too much, maybe a tad. I guess it's good that it doesn't have any cargo in it. It would probably be much worse. This is going to be the spot where we're definitely going to get slowed down, and if I kill too many of those trees, I'm not going to have anything to winch to, and I'm going to get stuck, so I'm probably going to have to send a truck to rescue me. Probably the P12, because it's already in our garage, ready to go. I'm not even going to mess around. I'm just going to start winching. I know I'm going to need it. Once we're past this, though, the rest of the going should be fairly easy. Which the problem is, do I have anything to winch to? Because I may have killed the tree that was here that I kind of needed to latch on to. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's where the snorkel... I think we're going to get stuck here. Because I can't reach far enough. Get to the one we need. If I had gotten the longer reach winch, we would be fine here, I think. But mostly it's my own fault, because I killed a lot of the fallen trees here. These trees do respawn, but I haven't given them the opportunity to do so. Oh, you know what? We actually may have made it far enough to reach. Let's see. Okay. Well, we have some techniques we can use. Try and force our way here. This one might be a little... Oh, okay, we don't have quite enough distance, huh? Alright, let's see if we can get closer. Without, of course, pulling ourselves over. That would be bad. If I can get this trailer a little bit closer, I can use it to maybe push me forward. We're probably just out of range. Try and inch forward. I don't think that's happening. Oh, here we go. There was a winch point up here I didn't know. Okay, so if there's a winch point there, we can do that. Try and turn us back so we're not running straight into this rock. Also, lifting us up in this area might be good. It might get us out of some of the worst of the mud. Okay. Now we're probably in range. That's one thing about this game is never give up, because oftentimes, well, don't never give up. There are situations where you should give up, but try and stick with it sometimes, because you'd be surprised the pickles you can get yourself out of sometimes. I'm gonna start pulling this way so we can center ourselves a little bit, because I think we use this Oh, actually, there's a point over here we can pull towards. We can get to the next thing. And then it becomes a little bit more certain, because I didn't really knock out many of the trees on this side, although I'm doing a good job of doing that now. Alright. Yeah. So, we're not going to have very, very much distance I can pull here at the moment. We'll do that. I'm a little bit concerned that we're going to run this over. I'm going to try and steer away from it. But I don't know how much I can do to prevent. Now, normally, I think there would be something here that I could latch to. Unfortunately, again, I think I knocked it all over. But I'll do this for now. See if we can get a little bit closer. Maybe if I can pull myself out of the mud, we can move forward on our own initiative. Yeah, there goes that tree. Okay, I don't want to be wedged against that rock. Yeah, we are moving because we're not in as bad mud now. Okay, we are in range to reach that. There we go. We made it. Okay. Hold of this. Hopefully we'll be in range of that pole if we need any further pulling. We might, because the trailer is still going to be stuck in the mud. Okay. Hopefully we're in reach. We are, just barely. Alright. Well, I think this truck has definitely proved itself, so... Alright, let's do... this. Alright, I'm hoping we're out of it. Try and give it a little gas. That doesn't seem to be working though. Alright, we'll just pull on this tree. Alright, I think we're out now. Not quite. How are we doing on fuel? We're alright. There'll be a gas station up ahead. Come on, can we get going? Alright, I think we're moving now. Before I do anything, is there a trailer store? Over there. I mean, I kind of want to dump the trailer. I guess I could always worry about that later. We could go down to the port and do it. I just... That takes us enough out of our way. I don't know. I could also just dump the trailer here and get it later. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stick it right there, dump it. Okay. Come on. The speed! Alright, let's go get fuel. Pull us past this bit. A lot of my trucks get bogged down here. This is a pretty typical spot. Because you got the big banks of snow, and it is kind of muddy here as well. Problem is, this is a path you have to go down. Especially early on, and... Alright, give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, go get fuel. Still quite a bit muddy, so I'm going to keep it in low range. We might be out of it now. Alright, so once we get this done, we've done all of the quests that are on this map for that one company. So we'll look at some of the other ones that I haven't really touched yet. There should be plenty in this map. So we'll just keep going along that. I think this bit is fun, though. Where you get to go through this. I had to take the diff lock off there because we might have damaged our suspension keeping it on. Yeah. And if I remember correctly, we just pretty much keep going straight until we get to factory, and then we dump this off, and we have completed the quest. And may I never have to go to that spot again. I don't think that's going to be true, but as they have definitely made that area a pain so that you had to go there multiple times. Because I think so far for the main quest, I've had to go there 3 times. Oh, I forgot to get fuel. Well, I don't think we're going to run out of fuel on the way, but I wasn't paying attention. Whoops. If we have to, I could send the cat to give us some fuel if it's getting dire, but I don't think we're going to run out of fuel before we get there. That was definitely a mistake on my part. But we'll be able to cut our fuel consumption here in a second, once we get onto the paved road. Alright. And there might be a fuel trailer over here. I don't know that for sure, though. That was definitely a whoopsies on my part. Okay. Alright, job well done. Here's your reward. So we did level up, which is nice. 470 experience, 4,400 money. There might be a trailer in back here, if I remember correctly, with fuel and stuff. Yeah, there is. There's a maintenance trailer. As a matter of fact, I've never even driven up to it, so we'll get a little bit of experience doing so. I might need this for a quest, so I don't think it's a good idea to sell it. But we'll just refuel here. 2,000 fuel, so that's plenty enough for us. Okay.